Hello, Eagle Nation. This is your boy, the Green Titan, coming to you with another video. If you haven't already heard, I've heard sometime this afternoon. I wasn't able to get on Facebook or social media or here during the process of the situation. The reason why the guy was hired. They hired offensive coordinator and quarterback coach Nick Sirianni. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. As the new head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, there's not much about the guy, but from what I've been told, he was an assistant with the Chargers and the Chiefs, and then he became the offensive coordinator with the Colts before being head coach promoted by the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, from what I also heard, that he already got his staff together, so we'll see how that works as well. But wow, I mean, after this long process of all the coaches that they've interviewed, former head coaches and assistant coaches, and we all thought it was going to wind up being Josh McDaniels because he had the longest interview, and he, from what I've been told, he already had his staff already organized if the Eagles gave him the job. So apparently they have a choice between Nick Sirianni or Josh McDaniels as the head coach. Now, I guess after all the speculations and all the interviewing that they went through, because they interviewed at least 10 to 12 different coaches after Doug Peterson was fired. So we all know everybody loved Doug, so did I. And sometimes when you feel that you can't or have any power or any say after so many wins and losses from 2016 to 2020 season, and he was fired recently, about a week or two ago, this month, which hasn't even ended yet, because we're not in the third week of this month. So, I mean, after so many speculations, the interviews and the intense in that situation as far as who they're going to hire, what the speculation was, and all the key situations of all the interviews that were going on. Finally, they settled down on one coach, and they broke down to two, and that was Josh McDaniels, or Nick Sirianni. I thought they were going to want to be in Dennis Allen because Dennis Allen hasn't coached in 6 or 7 years. I think the last coach job he had was the San Diego Chargers. I think that's what he was. I think he was Chargers head coach, and he bummed out there, and then he wound up going to the Saints and became their defensive coordinator. And you see how good their defense is. So hopefully he don't peg some of the coaches, assistant coaches from those teams that they've interviewed and made them part of the staff. But I'm hoping that Duke Staley remains as running back coach, and I hope he becomes the offensive coordinator because, see, Nick Sirianni is going to bring the same offense from Frank Reich, who is currently the head coach of the Colts, and he's going to bring it to Philadelphia. Maybe this time around they'll run the football a whole lot more because when you got Miles Sanders and when you got Howard, two pretty good running backs, and this year I was hoping that, and this season just passed, I was hoping that Miles Sanders would be the 1,000-yard rusher and maybe the rushing champ, but that wasn't the case this season. I'm sorry, this season. He only had 800 and some rushing yards. He was 130 some yards shy of going over 1,000, and he wasn't used at the last couple of games properly. So maybe this year, this coming season, that'll happen because we haven't had a rushing champ since Shea McCoy, and that was like 8 years ago, but like, well, it's been a while back. I mean, had it been like 6, 7 years ago. But that was a long time, you know what I'm saying? So maybe this year, to this 2021 season, that'll change because, see, now, with Dad coming on board, now the question remains, what's going to happen to Carson Wentz? I don't think anything gonna happen to Cousins. I think Cousins they're gonna remain the coach here. I mean, he gonna remain the player here, and I think Nick Sirianni, who's also a quarterback coach, can probably get him online. So maybe that'll change in the process. But then again, we don't know what's gonna happen because so many speculations. What happened this season just passed, and then after all the rumors going on about him not being a good locker room guy, we'll see how that works out as well. So maybe he did all that stuff for a reason. Like I said, it's just a lot of talk. No one really knows. It's just rumors. You know what I'm saying? So you got teammates who don't like him. So now with the coach out the way, they actually did this 2 months before the new league year, which gets starts in March. Everybody knows the league year, the new league year starts in March. Everybody knows that because now you got to get salary cap situation taken care of because now I'm hoping Nick Sirianni is not a yes boy. I hope he's a fiery guy who knows what he wants, and I hope he demands some type of say in the draft because see, Howie Roseman has been atrocious when it came to bringing in talent from the draft. The last 3 seasons, we have not had no um, no guy to go to the Pro Bowl. If you notice, the guys that going to the Pro Bowl this year are all some of Andy Reid's picks. If you guys pay attention, that's BG, um, number 91 himself, Fletcher Cox, and I forgot about the other boy. All these guys are Andy Reid former selections. So, but after 2016, the Eagles have not had a Pro Bowl player picked, and that makes you wonder what the situation is on this staff because now we got to figure out who goes, who stays, and who's going to be traded because a lot of these guys are still fixable and a lot of these guys are trade baits. So with that being said, let's hope that a lot of this is put to rest because like I said, I'm really getting tired of all this situation going on social media about who's bad, who's good, salary cap situation. That's what I'm hoping to see what happens because, like I said, I hope this guy Nick Sirianni, I hope he's a fiery dude. I really hope that he wants what he wants, gets what he needs, and I hope he, like I said before, I hope he has some type of say on the players selected in the draft and players selected in free agency. But then with the salary cap situation, the Eagles might not be able to get no free agents unless these guys are like low key players that are backups or that can make some type of noise in this coming season. Because see now, like I said before, days and weeks ago, the Cowboys, the Washington Redskins, and the New York Giants, they are ahead of us as far as draft picks and free agency signings and new coaches hired. And have you noticed the the coach judge for the New York Giants have made an impact in this second or third year, and then you got former Eagle assistant with the Washington Redskins. He made an impact on defense, so that should give you something right quick right there. And then that's Cowboys, their new coach, who's a former coach, but he's a former coach of the Green Bay Packers, have made an impact on offense. So they are them 3 teams are already ahead of the curve, and we are in the bottom cellar dwellers at the time because we have failed in so many categories for passing, running the football, protections, defense. I ain't been able to get interceptions there. I think we only got 3 or 4 interceptions this season. Haven't got no more than 10. So that's a concern right there. And the linebacking core, you only one guy stand out, and that's Al Singleton. So he'll be back next year, and hopefully that the other 2 guys, I hope they bring in a veteran linebacker with some size and height that can also do some damage with the linebackers and the front four. I'm not quite sure how many are going to return. I know that Fletcher Cox will be back. BG might be back. It depends on if they redo his deal. And then you got to think about defensive tackles Hardwell and the other defensive tackle. One of them guys are gonna go, one gonna stay because both of them got high price contracts. So and then you got the other side that's managed by what is his name? By Barnett. So I don't expect Barnett to be back this year. They might trade Barnett and get some value for him because see the guy to me Barnett's a good player, but he's more of a linebacker type than defensive end. So he's more of an outside linebacker. Because like I said, he's undersized. He's 6'3". He ain't 6'4", 6'5". He's 6'3". 245, 50 pounds, you know what I'm saying? He has some quickness, but I think he's more suited for outside linebacker in a 3-4 scheme. So maybe they'll get some value for him, but we'll see how that goes because there's going to be some changes on defense and offense. Offensive line banged up this year. If they don't put in more puzzles on offense than they did on defense. So kind of like a flip flop. Year before last it was defense. This year is offense. So we'll see what happens there because I know that Jason Kelsey might retire this year. It depends on if he come back for another year because he has one more year left on this deal. So maybe he'll play out that deal, and maybe the Eagles will draft a center as well because we do need a new center. And the offensive line, some of them guys will be back next year. Some of them won't. Like I said, it's going to be a whole lot of changes going on the team this year. So I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen. But anyway, I just feel I need to make a video on this because see, now the coach is being hired and they said his staff is not put together. So we see how that work out. So this is your boy, The Green Talents. Come let you with another video that's more important this time around than any other video I did in NFL history or video making history. So peace out. One love. Holla at your boy. Oh, one other thing. Sub to my channel. Comment. Like the button. Push the like button. And most importantly, tap that bell so you'll know exactly what I'm saying and what video is about to come out. Peace, one love.